It's going down, I'm on fire. I'm definitely in my zone. Fire in my bones, so best believe it's on. Sweat and tears, I've invested in this game. So I lay it on the line because I come to do my thing. Do my thing. I'm on. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Hope everybody's having a great morning. It is Thursday. We are almost to the weekend. Gonna give everybody a couple minutes to get in here before we get into it. Not a lot of news to cover today, but enough to keep us moving here, and the market's looking absolutely great today. The crypto market's looking great today, I should say, so far. So, it's been a good day. It's been a good morning so far. I will say it has been a great morning. I woke up in great mood today. Market's good today. Everything's good. It's been a great morning. A lot of news, some news to talk about, and everything is moving in the right direction. So, give everybody a minute. See who rolls on through today. We are a little early. I started a little early today, so we'll see who rolls through this morning, and then we'll get into it all. But just a good Thursday. Good Thursday. Good way to start the morning. But all right, we'll go ahead. We'll get into it. Pre-markets in the stock market, the red, just slightly red though. Nothing too big, nothing too scary. That's going on in the market. They're just a little red today. Not a lot to worry about. Not a lot to think that the markets are tanking today or anything like that. But they're just down a little bit. But this is coming off some earnings data that's showing that businesses themselves are earning a little bit less cash, not meeting their earning targets. So, not too bad. Not too bad though. Market's hanging in there best way it can, given the environment, inflationary environment that's out there right now. But some of the warehouses and things are still backed up. They're still short on supply. So it's causing some issue. But things don't seem to be getting terribly better, but slightly better, just slightly better. Not great, but the earnings aren't showing that. But the earnings are also a month behind as well. So they're behind. They're not current up to date data, but we'll see how this plays out as we move along. But the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P, they're all just a little down this morning. But here's a news article that I wanted to kind of share with you guys a little bit, because it's gonna roll right into what we're talking about. Bitcoin surges 11% despite U.S. crackdown on crypto. So Bitcoin just exploded over the past 24 hours. And when that explodes, so does the whole cryptocurrency market explode. So it's that's a good thing. I mean, the market just took off yesterday. So go ahead. We'll have a quick look at the markets off of CNN. Bitcoin's in green, Ethereum's in green, XRP's in green. So that's leading into a good day. But yeah, Bitcoin just took right off yesterday. For no rhyme, no reason, no great news. Just decided the cryptocurrency market just decided to take off yesterday, and the stock market decided to take trade sideways. So I don't know. You figure it out. Bitcoin right now is in greed. This fear and greed index we look at, it's one of these lagging indicators. So we look at it, but we understand that this is behind. It's sitting at 62. greedy. Yesterday we were neutral, so obviously this came all way up. So we like to see that. We like to see more confidence in the market. So um, go ahead, get out of this. But look at this market cap. $1,110,000,000,000. When we were talking yesterday, this thing was sitting at roughly, maybe 1,013,000,000,000, maybe 1,014,000,000,000. So you're looking at about $80 billion coming into the market overnight. It's a huge increase of money, a huge influx of money into the market. So this is why you see this positive price action moving the way that it's moving today, because of that market cap. That market cap just exploded overnight, or all throughout the day yesterday, but really overnight, it just really exploded. So you have Bitcoin right now sitting at $24,535. I believe yesterday when we were talking, this was right around 22, and we were talking about it maybe touching 23. Well, it blew through 23, went straight to 24. Ethereum sitting around $1,681, which is up 7% in 24 hours. So it's up on the rise. You see the hourly's pulling back a little bit in some of these, and that's just because when you look at it, when you have runs like this, you're going to naturally get a pullback. People taking profits, people taking money, but you'll naturally see some down hours where people are taking their money out, they're taking their profits out. That's what you're supposed to do. So BNB sitting at $320, up 6.4% over 24 hours. So really not bad at all. BNB's bouncing back, and with everything that CZ and Binance has going on around them right now, to see this where it is actually a good sign. So I'm actually happy. You guys know I'm a CZ fan. I think that he's doing a great job, and he's got crypto's best interest in mind. So I like to see that BNB token hanging in there. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be huge. XRP 39 cents, almost touching 40. Did touch 40 yesterday. Up 3% on the 24 hours. So it's starting to work its way back up to that 41 cents mark. So it's coming back. Let's see here, Polygon right here, $1.38, up 10.2%. Again, Polygon continues to outperform the market. This thing took off yesterday. Obviously, as these things take off, we all know and realize we never have enough in our wallets. But this thing's taking off. Again, no surprise there. When the market runs, Polygon just explodes. So not really a big surprise. Avalanche, though, it's up 7.6%. Remember, Avalanche had a big, huge run when nobody else was running. Everybody else was down. And Avalanche took off when they announced their partnership with Amazon, the Amazon cloud. So it's not a surprise that the Avalanche is not running as high as the rest of the market, just because it had that big run up already. So, it's still up 7.8% on the 24 hour, but it ran pretty good. It was all the way up to like $23 during that run. So, it makes sense why that one would be lagging behind a little bit, because it already ran. Aptos, we seen this down at $12, $13. I said I was waiting for 10. It's up 12.1%, up to $16. I'm still waiting on 10. I think below 10 is the entry point for Aptos. Either you're in below 10, or either I'm in below 10 or I'm not getting in. So that's my mark with Aptos at this point. And if I owned it, I waited when it ran up to 20 something dollars. I went ahead and dumped it, But remember, I was in at $3 as well, so big difference for me to get in at $3 and dump it at 20, and wait for it to come back down to 10. If it doesn't come back down to 10, then that's okay. Maybe we just missed this one and we'll catch another one. But H bar, we've talked about H bar almost every day here. H bar is one of these ones that just continues to move up the charts. It's up to number 29 right now. It's past Stellar. It was down here with Kronos in this area, down here in the 35, 36 area. So it's ran all the way up to 29. This thing's had a nice run. It's sitting at 9 cents. I don't think it's done running. I think there's too much positive news. It is up 5.2% on the 24-hour. But if we look at the chart for H bar, this thing has continued to be on an uptrend for a week and a half now. If you come over here and you look at this quick snapshot of the chart, you'll see this rise, a little bit of a pullback here, and now it's starting to it came up again. It's starting to consolidate again, and it looks like it's going to run again. So this is one again that we always talk about. We never have too much of, but it's one that if it drops down again, it's really something to look at. I wouldn't buy it now. It's been on a run for a little while. Got to expect it to come back down at some point. And again, I look at this one much like I look at Aptos. If I happen to miss it, if I happen to not have enough, it's okay. I'm not going to chase it. I have price point. I'm not going to chase that price point or manipulate that price point just based on what it's doing right now. But this one's absolutely performing. Probably out of the best in the top 50 right now. It continues to move up the charts. Stellar sitting at 8 cents, 8.9. Let's call it 9 cents almost. It did touch 9 earlier this morning when I was watching it. But again, it's consolidated so much down here at this 8.5 level for a couple of days, starting its run up again to that 9 cent level. It seems to be comfortable between 8.5 and 9 cents. Once it gets to anything close to 10 cents, it seems to have always pulled back. So, it wants to run though. It really does. Crow sitting at 8 cents, guys. So, it started its run back up as well, up 5.9%. So it started its run back up the charts. As you can see from this chart here, started its run back up. Probably yesterday night, it started to move back up the charts. Starting to trade a little bit sideways right now, which is normal. So it's making its move. Algorand sitting at 27 cents, again up 6% on the 24-hour. So it started to make its move up last night, and now starting to trade a little bit sideways as the American markets open. So not bad at all. Our buddy Quant right here just continues to explode, just sitting in the background, hanging out, and just continuing to make big, huge gains. It's up to $144, up another 3.4% over the 24 hours. So, Quant's just kind of like one of these ones that are steadily in the background, just continuing to mint new highs and new lows and higher lows. So as you can see, again, it started its run up last night, starting to trade sideways a little bit. But, this one just continues to mint new higher highs and lower lows and higher lows. I mean, so it just seems to just find its way up the charts, guys. Phantom was one that I was watching. It's up to 56 cents. We talked a little bit about it here. It's up 8.15%. it was one that I was watching. I was kind of waiting for it to come back down to 25 cents to jump in. I owned it last year and sold it, when it had a little bit of a run. But this is one that continues to develop. So if it takes a dip down, it'll be a blockchain that I look at. So um, are we in the bull market, guy? In the crypto bull market? I don't know. I don't think so. There's not enough evidence out there for me to say that. But these charts continue to keep moving up too. So, you know, you look at this bubble chart over the 24-hour period over the day, it's all green. And obviously a lot of these are the overseas markets. The American markets are just starting to wake up. People are just starting to wake up, make some trading decisions. And you can see that if we flip this from the day back to the hourly, you can see how it kind of turns red. There's a whole hell of a lot more red on here than there is green. And that's evident in the hourly chart. And I chalk this up to people just really waking up this morning in the United States and looking at their wallets and taking profits off of what they have. Um, this could turn around really fast. I would wait a couple more hours to judge where the market's going to go today, because there was big money pumped into the market last night, which means as people wake up this morning, they're looking to take some profits this morning, as the American market wakes up. So I'd wait and see what happens over the next hour or two with this before you jump in to anything. This thing could go down, um, or it could continue to move up. I think it's going to continue to move up. I think once everybody wakes up, once everybody looks at it, once people take what they need off the top of some of their projects, I think you'll see some upward movement as the day moves on. Um, but that's kind of my thought is for the day. Just hold on for a little while, wait for the stock market to open before before we make a decision about the day. The hourly's not looking too great, but the 24 hours looking absolutely phenomenal. So go off of that long-term data and not that short-term data, because you don't want to make decisions based on 1 hour of trading. You want to let it play itself out and see where it's going. So let's get into some news, and then I'm gonna start to work my way out of here. Binance launches its Mastercard debit card in Brazil. This is a good step forward for crypto. Binance is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. It's coming out with its debit card, just in Brazil though. But it's a first step to cryptocurrency adoption. And this debit card allows you to spend what's in your Binance account. So if you're sitting on USDT or USDC, your stable coins that are backed 1-to-1 with the dollar, it's going to allow you to spend them on your debit card. And again, this is great news because, you're starting to eliminate some of them big institutional banks little by little by little here, and starting to be able to take some control of your money. Diggs, good morning. How are you? So you're starting to take some control of your money little by little by little here, as these things roll out. So, you think about it. If you have money sitting in your Binance trading account, and you necessarily don't want to put it in the bank, you want to keep it stored on your Binance account, this debit card here is going to allow you to spend that right off your debit card. So, Binance again is leading the way, and this is just launched in Brazil. But I think you'll see Binance roll this out to a couple more countries in the very near future. Don't expect it to be rolled out in the United States real soon. You know how we are around here. We have a bunch of old people making decisions in Washington who can't get past paper money and don't want to change anything with the banking system the way that it is now, even though it's broke. But eventually we'll get there. United States will be behind, but eventually we'll get there. Um, so want to kind of review this with you. I think that this is interesting. U.S. House Justice subpoenas CEOs of Apple, Amazon, Meta, and Google, um, and Microsoft for collusion with the with government to suppress free speech. So the Justice Department is calling all these CEOs up to Capitol Hill to try to explain, obviously, what happened during the past couple elections on their platforms, and how they were kind of suppressing people's free speech on their platforms. So there's going to be an interesting hearing with the Justice Department to see how these CEOs explain how they were suppressing information on their platforms. You notice who's not on here is Twitter, obviously because Elon Musk bought Twitter, and when he bought Twitter, he released all the files of conversations between the old Twitter executives and Twitter and the government of how they were actually suppressing people and suppressing the news, and he released them all. He basically put all these guys out there and just said, if this was going on at Twitter, it had to be going on everywhere else. So, I mean, kudos to Elon, for putting this out there for everybody. We need to get a better understanding of what these social media platforms are doing behind the scenes, and what type of information they're suppressing, and why they're suppressing it, and is it for their own gains or not? And I think Elon kind of put that out there, and kudos to him, whether he's right or whether he's wrong. People can judge that for themselves, but at the end of the day, the information's out there, and that's all that matters. In the wake of the whole FTX thing that happened with the political donations that Sam Bankman-Fried gave to both parties, and the amount of money was in the billions of dollars, and it was all paid out in cryptocurrency, which is a little bit harder to track than bank accounts, but it's better to track than the U.S. dollar. You can't track dollar bills, but you can track cryptocurrency better. So people like to say that this is a way where everybody that breaks the law is moving money, but actually you can't track paper money, but you can track digital money. But anyways, Kansas has considered $100 limit on all political donations. So obviously they're trying to limit political donations to $100 via cryptocurrency. If they would limit $100 in political donations via cash, they would probably be a lot better off, and probably stop a little bit more corruption. So, Big Watch, good morning. I hope you got the article I sent you. They would probably be a little bit better off, but obviously in the United States, they ain't gonna do that. They're not gonna admit to the fact that their dollar bill is dirty. So, that is what it is here. So, but as we move on through the morning, these pre-markets, they're still in red for the stock market. But like I said, they're just slightly in red. This crypto market continues to pump. Like I said, we're still sitting at about $1.110 trillion sitting in the market. So we're up about $80 billion from yesterday, which is a huge increase. That's probably the biggest increase in the market cap in a 24-hour period that we've seen in a while. You got it? That's cool. We're going to go over that one in a minute, Big Watch. But this is probably one of the biggest increases that I've seen in the market cap in a long time, over a 24-hour period. And you know, boy, is the prices of crypto ever reflecting that? I mean, Bitcoin's up, 9.4%, 24 hours. Ethereum's up 7.1%. Them are good gains on the top two cryptocurrencies that hold the most weight in the market. Them are big gains over a 24-hour period. So, I don't know. You tell me where you're going to get a 9.4% and a 7.1% increase in 24 hours on your money. That's just not happening. In any bank, in any stock, I play around in the stock market. If you can get a 3% gain over 12 months, you're winning, And here we're talking about 9.4%, 7.1% over 24 hours. You look at BNB, you're sitting at a 6.4% gain over 24 hours. That's good return on your money for some top tier cryptos that you don't really have to worry about going anywhere. Tether, I'm gonna do a video about stable coins and kind of where they are. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But you see Tether's up. The reason it's up is because the market cap is absolutely exploding. Because BNB, BUSD and USDC kind of are catching some flack from the government right now. So it looks like everybody's moving to USDT. So you see this market cap absolutely exploding over the last 48 hours. I moved my money out of all these stable coins, BUSD, USDC, and USDT. I don't trust any of them right now with where the government's going. So I actually moved all my money into Ethereum. All the money that I had sitting in these stable coins, I actually put into Ethereum a couple days ago. And I will ride that ride, for good or bad. That's what I did. It's either going to be good. It's either going to be a good move or a bad move. But that was my move. If you guys, trust the stable coins, keep them in there. But right now, I just don't know what the government's going to do with them. So I would rather not have my money locked up. So we got this one article right here that I want to go over with you guys. It's a big article. I'm going to share my screen in a different way so that you guys can hear this video as well. And because I think the lady from CNBC does a pretty good job in explaining what's going on with this new regulation. And I think she does a pretty decent job. And I want you to hear what she has to say, and then we'll talk about it once we listen to this. I think I did it the right way. I'm not the best at sharing video, but we'll get to it. So go ahead and take a listen to it.
Why do we get up in the morning? We'd say to pass on what matters.
The SEC considering new rules regarding crypto, which could be a threat to companies like Coinbase. Kate Rooney now has more. Kate.
Hi, Tyler. So the SEC is looking to increase requirements for what types of companies can legally hold investor assets, which could affect Coinbase and some other big crypto firms out there. The commission is looking to expand the scope of requirements for qualified custodians, which usually include things like banks and brokers. But crypto companies like Coinbase have also started offering that service of storing assets for institutional investors. The proposal is meant to include other assets, not just crypto, but the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, calling out the industry explicitly. He says crypto companies' current practices might not meet some of these new requirements. In a statement, Gary Gensler saying that today's rule covers a significant amount of crypto assets. And though some crypto platforms may claim to custody investors' crypto, that does not mean that they are qualified custodians. Coinbase responding in a statement saying that after today's SEC proposed rulemaking, we are confident that it will remain a qualified custodian. And as a reminder, they say their client assets are segregated and secured as well. Coinbase does custody billions of dollars in crypto right now, including for Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. It's been seen as a key part of its business, especially as some of the other revenue streams like trading slow down. And guys, as you mentioned, the stock is higher despite this news. An analyst I just talked to said this is objectively bad news for Coinbase, so it can be a bit of a head scratcher here. I'm told this is more likely a short squeeze playing out. S3 Partners sent us some data. Coinbase right now is among the top 10 most shorted names, not really trading on fundamentals today. You can see it's up more than 14%.
So listening to that, I hope you guys could hear it. What she's saying is with these new crypto regulations, and I read through this yesterday. We talked about this a little bit. I did put a video out on it, and we kind of explaining a little bit of what's going to happen here. What the SEC did is they put a proposal together to make cryptocurrency exchanges have custodians, and custodians are third party, just call them brokers that actually hold your cryptocurrency and actually make the trades for you. So think about it like this: if you're trading on Binance and you want to buy Ethereum, you're going to go ahead and go to Binance, make your trade. That third-party custodian will actually go ahead and complete that trade for you and hold your Ethereum for you one-to-one. So it's backed one-to-one, and make sure that it's backed one-to-one. A lot of these exchanges are not backing your cryptocurrency one-to-one. And this is the issue that's going on right now when some of these guys are declaring bankruptcy. You know, your cryptocurrency is tied up in this bankruptcy, and a lot of people can't, access their funds because they're tied up in bankruptcy, in these bankruptcy proceedings. What this will do is it won't tie your funds up in bankruptcy. Like if a cryptocurrency exchange goes bankrupt, your funds will still be safe. You'll still have access to your funds because they're held by a broker backed one-to-one. This is what's done on the stock exchange right now. When you talk about TD Amerihouse and all that stuff. So when you start talking about these things like this, this is exactly how the stock markets are trading your brokerage accounts. So what the SEC is talking about doing is rolling these regulations over to cryptocurrencies, which I personally think is a good thing. When you look at everything that happened in the past 24 months with Celsius and Three Arrows Capital and Voyager and FTX, and the list goes on and on and on and on. One of the big issues and the big problems were they were utilizing people's money deposits to make risky transactions. And if they had a third-party custodian like this, then that would never happen. That would never be allowed because they wouldn't have access to your funds. They would have access to your trading fees. And that's where the bigger brokerage firms like Fidelity and everybody else, they make their money. They make their money off of these micro transactions that people make, not necessarily holding your crypto. So, good morning, Dr. Rob. How are you? Watch Timsky. Good morning. I think it's possible that the stock is up because the stock. I think it's possible. I think that the lady who said this, who had this video going here that we just watched, is underestimating the power of what just happened yesterday with this possible SEC ruling, right? So what happened is the SEC's chair voted for the SEC's committee voted 4-1 to propose these new regulations. Now these are proposed regulations. They have to go back to basically the Congress for them to be approved and put into law. I don't think that they're going to have an issue making this law. I think this is pretty easy. It's pretty cut and dry, given what's happened in the past 24 months in this market. I think that this thing will probably pass on a bipartisan vote. This thing will probably pass pretty easily. And it's probably the right move. And, in order to get institutional investment into cryptocurrency, you're going to need assurances that people's money is safe, right? And this is going to allow for that insurance to come in and say, yeah, our money's safe, it's backed. We understand this process. This looks a lot like what we see on the stock market, what we're already invested in, and they're gonna be more secure. But we're going down in this article, what you'll see is Coinbase is not too far away from this already. Coinbase has a custodial process for crypto, and right here it says Coinbase already has a similar arrangement in place. Right here, Coinbase already has a similar arrangement in place. So what Coinbase does is they are a custodian. They are a custodian for a lot of BlackRock's cryptocurrency. They're a custodian for a lot of large institutional security. So they're already, basically holding on and custodian this money, which is why a lot of these big, huge hedge funds go to Coinbase because of this custodial process that they already have in place. And that's not to say that, a Genesis or a Binance or somebody like that cannot be a custodian. But what it's saying is you have to have a clear firewall between your centralized exchange and your custodianship. And obviously Coinbase has set that up already with that clear firewall. The two cannot intermingle with each other. They have to be separate. And that's not a bad thing. Take a break and catch up here. Hey, thanks, Dr. Rob. What's up? You guys are jumping on me now. What's up? What's up, ETH and Bitcoin? ETH and Bitcoin looking nice. ETH and Bitcoin are looking absolutely phenomenal this morning. We had over $80 billion come into the market yesterday over a 24-hour period. That's the biggest jump that I've seen in a long time. So I'm not scared. I'm not scared for Coinbase because Coinbase itself is set up beautifully. I think that they're going to benefit from this law. Coinbase is because they're already doing exactly what this law says, and they're set up nicely to actually benefit from what's going on right now. And but I have a take where I think that this is going to drive more of your hedge funds to come into cryptocurrency. I don't think that it's an accident that Fidelity set up a cryptocurrency exchange. I think they kind of knew something like this was going to happen already, which made them comfortable in doing so. I can see a lot of other big brokerage firms doing the same. JP Morgan, TD Wire, Amerihouse or whatever they're called today. I trust. I can see a lot of these brokerage firms, if this passes Congress, starting to set up their cryptocurrency exchanges. What's that going to do? XXI, good morning. I'm glad to have you here. Glad everybody's doing well. XXI, I'm glad you made it this morning. Big watch, XXI Doc, Dr. Rob. We'll never see ETH at 800 again. I don't think so. I think the low's in. I mean, I think the bottom's in. That's pretty evident by what's going on right now, barring some black swan event. I don't think. I think the bottom's in. I think I called the bottom at 16.5 is where I thought the bottom was for Bitcoin. At 16.5, we traded sideways at 16.5 for a long time, and I think that was it. That was the bottom. Don't think we're going any lower than that. Even with a black swan event, it's going to be hard to go lower than that 16.5 and break that resistance line. It's pretty strong right there at 16.5. So right now, I think we're in that pre-bull market phase. We'll sit here. We'll sit here for a while. We'll go up and down, but we'll sit here for a while. But what I think this regulation is going to do is I think that this regulation is actually going to push a lot of your smaller cryptocurrency exchanges out of business. I think it's going to push a lot of the smaller ones out. But I think what's going to end up happening is you're going to see, like I said, these bigger brokerage firms start to open up cryptocurrency exchanges and be the custodian of your cryptocurrency, because they can make money both ways, much like they do in the stock market. And it gives them access to a whole nother investor base. So I think over time, over probably the next 12 to 24 months, you're going to see some of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges not be who are some of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges right now. I think you're going to see your Fidelities, your JP Morgans, and all them guys really start to put a dent in some of the profitability of some of these cryptocurrency exchanges that are currently out there, like Genesis, even Binance. Will it compete with Binance and take over the number one spot? No. But I think some of these brokerage firms exchanges will be in the top 10, and some exchanges that are in the top 10 now will not be in the top 10 anymore, or may cease to exist, at least in the United States. And I think that's the key here, is this only applies to cryptocurrency in the United States. So, but at the same time, people that don't like this rule have to understand that the cryptocurrency market itself, based on the bad actors and based on what happened over the past 24 months, are the reason that this rule is going into effect. If they didn't take people's money and rob people the way that they did, FTX, Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, Voyager, all them guys, if they weren't robbing people for 24 months, over the past 24 months, then we probably wouldn't be talking about this. I don't expect ETH between. You're probably close, Dr. Rob. You're probably close. Like that sounds to be about right. But it's as long as USDC can stay where it is, and not get caught up in this whole SEC thing, you're going. There's a strong possibility that we're not going back down. If USDC gets caught up in this whole SEC thing, then we might have a little bit of problem. Might have a little problem, but I don't see it dramatically dropping the market. All right, I just want my credit when that XXI. I'm gonna tell you right now, if if Bitcoin drops to 12K, you're going to be the first person that I say was right. You know, I'll put it on here. I'll put it on Twitter. I'll put it everywhere that you were right. I'll even give you credit in Twitter Spaces. I don't see it, but if it happens, one, I'm not going to be mad about it, and two, I'm going to give you all the credit for calling it. Hey, DG, the SEC calling this proposal. So what does it get? It has to go to Congress to change the law. It has to go through the legislative process in order to change the law. But they voted 4-1 to do this proposed legislation. I personally don't see where they're going to get a lot of pushback from Congress. You know, how can Congress push back on this proposed legislation, given what happened? You know, how can they push back? You know, what argument would Congress have to say that this isn't a good proposal? You know, given the events. You know, I mean, some people are, you know, emotionally invested in the crypto, and I understand it. So, you know, they want everything to stay the same, but what logical argument could you put up to say that cryptocurrency is safe? I would have to see it. I would have to see it happen. So I can buy so I can buy more MMA. If Bitcoin goes down to 12K, I'm loading up again. I'm loading up again because that's going to drop everything. What's the time frame? They didn't really say what the time frame was, but I could see this getting fast tracked. I could see this proposed legislation getting fast tracked. Listen, this dude right here, Gary, is not out here by himself pushing these regulations, cracking down on Kraken, going after BUSD, going after USDC, and then all of a sudden you get this all in the span of a week and a half. Then all of a sudden you get this proposed legislation all week and a half. He's not doing this by himself. You know, there's legislators that are behind him. There's legislators that are pushing for this. And there's legislators that are giving him the green light to do this. So none of this stuff is happening in a vacuum, and none of this stuff is happening by itself. You know, so I think that this proposed legislation will pass with bipartisan votes. I don't think this will pass on partisan lines, whether it be Democratic or Republican. I think you're going to see a mixture of both. Let's face it, the Democrats and the Republican Party both lost a ton of money during the FTX fiasco. A lot of them guys were invested in FTX. A lot of them guys had political donations tied up in FTX that they're now being asked to give back. So, you know, this hits home. This hits home for a lot of them. So I can see this thing passing quickly. So, you know, guys, stock market looks still in red right now, but look at this big story right here, guys. Amidst the U.S. crackdown, Bitcoin raises about 11% in 24 hours, and 84 billion come into the market overnight. You know, and when we go in here and we start to look at this market cap, you can see this 84 billion sitting right here. Close, we're getting close to 85 billion, actually. We're at $1.110 trillion right now. And this thing is absolutely on a rocket over the past 24 hours. This market is absolutely on a rocket. So And look at Polygon sitting right here. It's holding 138, and it's been holding it for a minute. It's up 10.2% in a 24-hour period. A 10% return on your money in 24 hours. I see this hurting terrarium big time, because they're if they try to operate in the United States, I don't see terrarium getting a United. They're going to have a custodian, and who's going to custodian that money? Ken, good morning. Hey, DG, Rob, I agree, but I think, damn, you guys are jumping on me. You guys are talking. I think they're foreign exchanges. Yeah, this is gonna affect the United States. Tritium is gonna have bigger issues outside of trying to operate in the United States. Ken, hey, Dr. Rob. What's up, Ken? If they can survive Big Watch, yeah, I think that they have bigger issues other than operating in the United States. I think if Terrarium needs to put their focus overseas and not so much in the United States. They don't have enough money to be compliant in the United States and stay compliant. We talk about this on here often, guys. There's a difference between being compliant with regulations and staying compliant with regulations. Compliance costs money. To stay compliant, you have to pay. And by that I mean you got to pay. There's compliance officers, there's compliance policies, procedures, things you have to put in place, employees you have to have. There's a lot that goes on with compliance outside of just saying, okay, I'm initially compliant to the regulation, so I'm good. No, you have to stay compliant. And then as you can see, the SEC, they change things on a drop of a dime. And you have to be able, your company has to be able to change and have the funds and assets to change on a drop of a dime, or you become non-compliant. And when you're non-compliant, you lose your licenses. So, I just don't see somebody as small as Terrarium being able to stay compliant with the United States regulations for crypto. I don't see it. I just, and that goes for any exchange of Terrarium size. I'm not picking on Terrarium just because it's Terrarium. I don't think that the smaller exchanges are going to be, they don't have enough funds to keep up with the regulations that are coming in the United States. You guys are right. I was wrong. It won't listen. XXI, there's always hope, right? We all have hope. Shit, I had that hope too. I was kind of hoping it got down that low because I was already looking at what I was going to buy when it got down there. I was already looking at what I was going to buy. I was looking at how I was going to load my bags up. I was looking at all that, but the market doesn't dictate that happening. So it's the market just turned around. It's like a drug. It's like a drug dealer trying to stay above the law. It is. It legitimately is. And you have to. And the thing about it is like you don't mess with the federal government. When you have licenses and when you have things going on that you need to be compliant with, the last person you want knocking on your door is the federal government, because they're not knocking just to knock. Good morning, Seiko. They're not knocking to say hi. This whole thing feels feels like the mafia machine. You know, with these regulations, what needs to happen? I mean, not what needs to happen. What is happening is some of these larger organizations, and I know we talk about Fidelity and TD Ameritrade and BlackRock and all of guys a lot, because these larger organizations are having conversations with the SEC about this stuff long before it comes out in the news. And they know what's going on. They're setting themselves up for this. You know, JP Morgan Chase didn't decide to jump in crypto because the SEC didn't give them assurances that they were going to clean it up. You know, Fidelity didn't start a cryptocurrency exchange because the SEC didn't give them, didn't give them assurances that they were going to clean it up. Like, these guys aren't spending this much money for that, without that assurances. Big watch. You're right. So, make no doubt, guys, as you guys see these bigger and bigger market, these bigger and bigger companies start to flood into crypto, you're going to see these regulations become more and more strict, because these guys, like your big brokerage houses, they have enough money to be compliant and stay compliant. They have enough money to throw around that compliance. Coinbase has enough money to throw around that compliance. Binance has enough money to throw around that compliance. Hotbit does not. Terrarium does not. MEXC Global does not. These smaller exchanges like that, they do not have enough money to stay compliant. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Coin on Crypto. So all CZ is got to, all CZ's got to do now is write a big ass check. CZ's gonna buy a bank. You big watch. You mark my words. CZ's gonna buy a bank in the United States. There's gonna be a bank that's getting ready to fold up, and CZ's gonna buy a bank. This CZ, I don't know. I got a lot of trust in CZ. It's not happening. It's not happening. This is the same. Damn, you guys are jumping on me again. You guys are chatty. I like it. This is the same. This is the same play out. Seen it's time and time before. I think this one's a little different, but I'm right. People missed out on people missed out on a deal. People been missing out on deals. XXI. People been missing out. The market's been down for such a long time, and people have been missing out. They've been sitting on the sidelines. I've been listen, I tell you, I'm not all the way in the market right now, and I still feel like I missed out. I'm DCAing until I'm always DCAing. I'm always that's my game. Is I will always DCA no matter what. I feel like we've been DCAing for forever. Well, Ken, because we have. Ken, we've been DCAing for a long time. This market will pull back. This market's not going to stay where it is this high, you're always going to get a consolidation. It'll consolidate. It'll consolidate and it'll pull down a little bit, and then it'll run again. And when it pulls down a little bit, it's up to you. It's up to the investors that have enough dry money sitting on the side that they're able to buy the little dips for the next run. And I think that's where we'll be at all of 2023. We'll run, we'll pull back a little bit, we'll dip a little bit, and then we'll run again. And you have to have enough money sitting on the side to buy that dip for that next run. That's why I always tell you guys, cash is a position. You know, people don't like to hear that because they want to see you be all in the market. Cash is a position, guys. If you don't have cash, you can't DCA. I'm done with DCAing. DCAing only on MMAI. I'm DCAing on MMAI and blue chips. I'm buying blue chips and MMAI. That's all I'm buying. Hey, Dr. Rob, when do you think MMAI will lose a zero? Everybody wants to know when MMAI is losing zeros. MMAI is going to lose zeros when the utilities come out. You know. I'm praying for MMAI 0.09 by December. As soon as our utilities come out, we're gonna lose a zero. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Yeah, XXI. I'm not DCAing into anything except for MMAI and blue chips, man. I'm not playing around in this market. I'm not going to keep playing around in this market, in this DJ market. And you play around with 10 tokens. You lose 9, you win 1. And out of the 1 you win, you just hope that you recoup enough money from the 9 that you lost. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. You know, I did that already. You know, I've been there, done that, and right now we're smarter than that. I'm praying for MMAI at 0.900 by December. That's pretty good bet. When you know you're gonna open up the metaverse, your blockchain is gonna be out by then. You know, when blockchain is gonna be out by then, you know, for us to lose 1-0 by December is not unreasonable by far. By far, it's not unreasonable. I think you, Dr. Rob, I think you actually underestimate where we're going to be at in December. But I think that's a conservative estimate. But I think we'll be a little bit better off than that. I think 50x, big watch. 50x. Dr. Rob, 50x. You awake yet? Dr. Rob? 50x by when? By when? I think you're still sleeping. You lowballing us today? I got us 10x by December. At least. When the blockchain comes out, the wallet comes out, everybody's able to get into the metaverse. You start to see these microtransactions going on. You know, I think that your 10x and you guys, these are just my assumptions. You guys, I'm not you know, I'm not your financial advisor. If you need one, seek one. I'm not him. You know, I think you're gonna lose a zero by December. I think in the bull run, you're gonna lose 2. You lose 2 zeros in the bull run. I agree, Daniel. Gotta be reasonable. 50x. Yeah. I don't know. I just have us losing 1-0 before the bull run and 2 zeros in the bull run. And call me over over optimistic. Call me crazy, call me whatever you want. But I think when people actually start to see the utilities, they start to see the metaverse, they start to see the wallet, they start to see how these properties are coming together. When you get into the metaverse and you start making all these micro transactions on the blockchain that's created for the layer 2, and we actually move from that token to that coin, and all these microtransactions start to come in, and these transactions are starting to be made on the blockchain. When all this stuff starts to come together, I think that's where you'll lose your first zero, and I think you'll lose 2 more in the bull run, just because everybody's going to want to go in. Everybody's going to want to FOMO in. Yeah, you just said it, Dr. Rob FOMO. That's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to see it. They're going to want to FOMO in. They're going to want to know, I want to play that game in that metaverse too. I want to be in that area in that metaverse too. I want to buy the next best thing for my car in that metaverse too. Why is Dr. Rob's car better than mine in that metaverse? I have to upgrade my car. I got to upgrade my store. I have to upgrade this. I have to upgrade that. And you're going to start to see all this play itself out. And then, you're going to start to see, the microtransactions happen in the Pure Wallet as well. When you start getting to these businesses and they start to utilize this Pure Wallet for transactions inside of their stores, and you're going to see all these microtransactions come together. And I always say to you guys in a lot of these spaces, do you think that Visa and MasterCard give a damn about how many people hold their card? They could care less. They care about how many transactions each person makes per day. You think Polygon cares about how many holders they have? They could care less about how many holders they have, but they care about how many people are making transactions on their blockchain every day, because that's what drives the price of their token. FOMO plus microtransactions. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, Dr. Rod. That FOMO and plus the microtransactions, when them kick in, it's going to be different. Over the course of the year, I'm confident MMAI will go viral. Listen, I'm with you. I'm not worried about it. I'm confident that, once everything's rolled out and everything's ready to go, you're going to see MMAI go viral. You're going to see more overseas. I think it'll go viral, and it'll go parabolic in other countries before it does in the United States. But it doesn't matter because it all ties back to us. It's so crazy. It's so crazy watching. You jumped on me. It's so crazy watching this unfold. It is big watch. You got to pinch yourself sometime and go, am I really? Is this really happening? We talked about this the other day on, I believe it was Dr. Rob's space. I can't remember. It was either Minor Waddy's or Dr. Rob's or somebody's space. Hell, I don't know. We're in so many, they all run together. But Cool and Chris was talking about this, about how sometimes you got to pinch yourself and go, is this really real? Is this really happening? And we're watching it. We're watching this whole thing unfold right in front of our face. And you almost have to kick everything that you know to be true when it comes to trading and cryptocurrency and everything that you've ever bought into before. You almost have to kick all that to the side and just go, this is a new day. This is a new project. And I'm not going to bring any of that garbage with me because it's gonna cloud my judgment. And I find myself doing the same thing, big watch. Like I find myself going, yeah, but this happened. Yeah, but that happened. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? But we're a whole different project now. So leave that to the side. Doesn't even matter. This is why I feel. Yeah. Me too, Rob. Me too, Dr. Rob. This is why I feel so good about it. You know, I never put my name on a project like I put my name on MMAI. You don't hear me talking about other projects like that. Like we talk about MMAI. I just don't. You know, you guys know what I'm invested in because you're here every morning and we talk about it. But you don't hear me talking about other projects the way that I talk about MMAI, even some of the blue chips. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just different. There's a different feeling going on there. There's a different feeling. There's this different sense of accomplishment. There's a different feeling with the dev team. There's definitely a different feeling with the community. I absolutely love the MMAI community. I think they're one. I don't think I know they're one of the most positive communities out there. One of the most loyal communities out there. And everybody's just really good people in there. You don't get the arguments, you don't get the fighting, you don't get the back and forth, you don't get all that stuff. So, you know, it's the community is a little different. And I just think that you know, that's a lot of reason why we are where we are. Crypto Talk Now, Max, good morning. How are you? We're getting ready to shut it down here in a minute, Max, because I got to get to work. You know, I got to actually go to my real job. But good to see you this morning, man. I hope all is well with you. I know some things happened yesterday. I'm not sure what, but I hope everything's good with you. I hope you're good. And thinking about you yesterday. Everybody talking about crypto. Everybody talking to Max. Hey, Max, we talked a little bit earlier. How about HBAR, man? How about HBAR and where they've come in the past couple weeks? Man, I want to get to them. Let me see if I can find them real quick before I shut down. But how about them guys just straight up outperforming the market like the market was standing still? They're like at 29 or something like that. Right here. How about this, Max? We were talking about this the other day, and we both said that we didn't have enough HBAR. And man, 26% in 7 days. 26% in 7 days. They have absolutely exploded. And we both said we didn't have enough. And boy, were we ever right that we didn't have enough. I just wanted to give you some props on that because we talked about that. Yeah, I just hope everything's good with you. I know I had to have a breather. You know, I'm glad you took a breather. Max, you've been working hard though, man. I'm glad you took a breather. You're on there a couple times a day with videos and stuff. HBAR O's. Listen, I can't. I think I missed it. I think I missed HBAR. Unless this thing takes a massive dip, I think I missed it. I can't. I mean, you know me, Max. I own some, but nowhere near where I wanted to be with it. And I'll ride with what I have, but I definitely I was looking to double. I was looking to double up. So all right, guys, I am on my way out of here. I do have to go to my real job. I gotta get some stuff done so that I'm able to be on a little bit later. So that I'm able to be in the chats and stuff with you guys a little bit later on other people's channels. Remember Twitter Space tonight, guys, 7 p.m. So if you go on my Twitter page, it's on there. 7 p.m. tonight. We'll be on Twitter talking just about general crypto. We'll be talking about anything and everything crypto. And make sure you guys tune in. We'll be there. Come in, join the conversation. You know, I know we talk a lot on here through text and through, you know, you guys message me stuff and stuff like that, and we read it and we talk about it. But I really like to talk to you guys, like where you hear your voice and stuff. So tune on into Twitter Space tonight. Come on up to the mic. Let us know what you think. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. It's general crypto talk. It's you know, we can get into the market. We can get into some of these regulations. We can get into a lot of stuff. And I want you guys to be able to come and talk to us and enjoy the experience. So be there tonight at 7. I know some of you guys will be there, but you know, all you guys be there tonight at 7. But big news, guys. This is the news of the day right here. The SEC proposes rules that would change which cryptocurrency, you know, custody on centralized exchanges. This is the news to watch. This is the news probably going to be for a little bit. This is where it is and what it's about, guys. Because this could not only change centralized exchanges as we know them to operate, but this could also change who ends up, you know, winning the centralized exchange race to the top 5. Because you know, the SEC is going to change the game. So custodial custody is the name of the game that the SEC is after. So pay attention to this. Stay tuned here. We'll keep you up to date. You guys know it. You guys want more. Go watch the video I put out yesterday. I try to explain it the best I can. But with that, guys, I'm out. I'll see you guys in the chats. Stop by, say hi in the chats. I'll say hi back. Like this stream, share this stream out, and try to get everybody to subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing to share it. It doesn't cost you a thing to like it. And it damn sure doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe. And I'll see all you guys at 7 o'clock tonight. I appreciate you spending your morning with me. And with that, have a great day.